will tear your soul apart.
The Hellraiser franchise, birthed by the visionary mind of CliveBarker, has captivated audiences with its disturbing imagery and exploration of pain and pleasure. At the heart of this dark universe lies the enigmatic figure of Pinhead, also known as the Hell Priest, and the lead Cenobite, is one of the most iconic and enduring figures in the horror genre, originating from the Hellraiser franchise. His journey from a disillusioned human to a terrifying servant of hell is as compelling as it is tragic. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we'll explore the intricate backstory of this enigmatic figure and the key events that shaped his character.
We want the man who did this.
Elliot Spencer, the man before the monster. Pinhead wasn't always the horrifying Cenobite we know. He was once a man named Elliot Spencer. Born in England in 1887, during the Victorian era, Spencer lived a privileged life and was a man of charisma, empathy, and eloquence. However, the trajectory of his life took a dark turn when he joined the British Army and later served as a captain in the British Expeditionary Force during World War I. The horrors of war, particularly those witnessed during the battles of Flanders, shattered his faith in humanity. Spencer bore witness to unimaginable atrocities and the unrelenting inhumanity that men inflicted upon each other. These experiences left him profoundly disillusioned and stripped him of his belief in God, whom he felt had abandoned mankind in its darkest hour. Haunted by post-traumatic stress disorder and grappling with survivor's guilt, Spencer spiraled into a hedonistic lifestyle, seeking solace in fleeting pleasures and self-indulgence. This downward path ultimately led him to British India, where he encountered the infamous lament configuration, a puzzle box said to offer unimaginable experiences of pleasure and pain. Unknowingly, he unlocked a doorway to hell, sealing his fate and transforming him into the Hell Priest, Pinhead.
Within me. For decades, I served hell with no memory of my fault.
The Cenobites and the Order of the Gash. Upon solving the lament configuration, Spencer was transformed into Pinhead, a Cenobite, and a member of the Order of the Gash, servants of Leviathan, the god of hell. Pinhead and his fellow Cenobites were no mere torturers. They were purveyors of sensation, blurring the lines between pleasure and pain. They sought out those who sought the extremes of experience, offering both ecstasy and agony to those who summoned them. As a Cenobite, Pinhead shed his human identity, embracing his new role as a harbinger of suffering. His human memories were repressed, leaving him devoid of compassion and bound to serve Leviathan's will.
I am the way.
Pension veneer and artistic torment. Before his infamous encounters with Kirsty Cotton, Pinhead's interactions extended to a group of artists in a suburban community called Pension veneer. These artists had entered a dark pact with the Cenobites, receiving inspiration through their dreams in exchange for creating perverse works of art to satisfy hell's hunger. Some even paid with their flesh to fulfill their end of the bargain. When Pinhead and his fellow Cenobites, Female, Butterball, and Sloth, arrived for a sacrifice, they encountered an artist known as Mass, who convinced them that a different sacrifice, the author Barsack, would better serve their purposes. Mass's cunning manipulation impressed Pinhead, leading the Cenobites to take Barsack to hell and appoint MAS as the new director of Pension veneer. This episode highlighted Pinhead's pragmatic nature and willingness to deviate from traditional methods when it suited his goals.
We have such sights to show you.
Frank Cotton and the beginning of the Kirsty Saga Pinhead story took a pivotal turn with his encounter with Frank Cotton, a man who sought the ultimate hedonistic experience. Frank solved the lament configuration, summoning Pinhead and the Cenobites. True to their nature, they subjected Frank to unimaginable torment, tearing his soul apart. Unlike others, Frank was not transformed into a Cenobite, but became a lost soul in Leviathan's realm. However, Frank exploited a schism left behind during his torment, allowing him to escape hell and return to Earth. This loophole would later bring Pinhead face to face with Kirsty Cotton, Frank's niece, setting the stage for their fateful rivalry.
Himself. Then maybe.
The Bargain with Kirsty Cotton. A year later, Kirsty Cotton inadvertently summoned Pinhead and the Cenobites by solving the lament configuration, unaware of its true purpose. Initially, Pinhead intended to take Kirsty to hell, as per Leviathan's rules. However, Kirsty struck a deal with the Cenobites, revealing Frank's escape and offering to help them recapture him in exchange for her freedom. Intrigued, Pinhead agreed, allowing Kirsty to lure Frank back to the site of the schism. Once there, the Cenobites emerged, tearing Frank apart and reclaiming him. However, true to their duplicitous nature, the Cenobites reneged on their deal, turning on Kirsty. Using her wits, Kirsty managed to reverse the lament configuration, forcing Pinhead and his minions back into hell.
Kirsty, we thought we'd lost you.
The rise of Dr. Channard and Pinhead's human side. Pinhead's next major encounter with Kirsty came shortly after her initial victory. Dr. Philip Channard, a sadistic psychiatrist, and a resurrected Julia Cotton used a young patient named Tiffany to solve the lament configuration, summoning Pinhead and the Cenobites once more. This time, Pinhead deemed Tiffany an innocent and spared her from torment. However, he encountered Kirsty again, reigniting their conflict. Kirsty had uncovered Pinhead's past as Elliot Spencer, using this knowledge to confront him. For the first time, Pinhead's human memories resurfaced, briefly causing him to question his purpose. This revelation led Pinhead to assist Kirsty in a climactic battle against the newly created Channard Cenobite. Tragically, Spencer's human form was struck down during the confrontation, seemingly bringing an end to Pinhead's reign.
Oh, you'll like her better this way. Trust me.
The Unbound Pinhead, unbeknownst to everyone, Spencer's reversion to his human form caused a catastrophic split. The darker aspects of his personality manifested into a new, unbound version of Pinhead. This incarnation was no longer tethered to Leviathan's laws, making him more dangerous and unpredictable than ever. Trapped in an intricate pillar of writhing faces, Pinhead manipulated nightclub owner J.P. Monroe to lure victims to him. Consuming these victims allowed him to rebuild his physical form. Once free, Pinhead embarked on an indiscriminate killing spree, creating a new army of Cenobites and leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Spencer, however, escaped his limbo with the help of reporter Joey Summerskill. The two confronted the Unbound Pinhead, merging once more to restore balance. Joey used the lament configuration to banish the restored entity back to hell, ending Pinhead's earthly rampage.
We're going to hell. Ladies first.
The artist's deception. Even after his return to hell, Pinhead's influence continued to extend beyond his realm. One notable encounter involved a man named Davis Feldwebel, an artist who sought the Cenobites' aid in becoming a master of deception. Pinhead and the female Cenobite guided Feldwebel, helping him transform his victims into grotesque works of art. However, Feldwebel's gratitude was short-lived. When he thanked the Cenobites, they turned him into a living painting, a haunting reminder of their merciless nature. This incident further solidified Pinhead's reputation as a figure who thrives on betrayal and the perversion of ambition.
Bow down before any graven image.
The powers of Pinhead, a harbinger of pain and chaos. Pinhead's transformation into a Cenobite endowed him with a wide array of supernatural abilities that make him one of the most formidable entities in the Hellraiser universe. These powers are deeply tied to his role as the Hell Priest and his connection to Leviathan, the deity of hell. One of Pinhead's most iconic abilities is his mastery over chains. These chains, often barbed and razor sharp, can materialize from any surface and move with unnatural precision. Pinhead uses them to restrain, torment, and even dismember his victims, demonstrating his sadistic creativity. The chains are an extension of his will, obeying his commands with terrifying efficiency. As a Cenobite, Pinhead is immortal and nearly invulnerable. He cannot be harmed by conventional means, and his body is resistant to physical damage. His immortality is tied to Leviathan, making him a permanent figure in Hell's hierarchy, as long as the lament configuration remains intact.
Shall we begin?
Legacy of pain and power. Pinhead's story is one of transformation, power, and the inescapable pull of darkness. From Elliot Spencer's fall from grace to the Hell Priest's reign as a Cenobite and beyond, his journey reveals the complex interplay between human frailty and the seductive allure of power. Through his encounters with Kirsty Cotton, Dr. Channard, and countless others, Pinhead has demonstrated his cunning, cruelty, and occasional flashes of humanity. Yet, at his core, he remains a being of hell, devoted to exploring the depths of sensation and the boundaries of suffering. Pinhead's legacy continues to captivate audiences, serving as both a cautionary tale and a chilling embodiment of the horrors that await those who dare to seek the extremes of experience. His story is far from over, and as long as the lament configuration exists, the Hell Priest will always be ready to answer the call. So this was for today's, folks. See you in our next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.